why we gotta wear ones? Why we gotta wear off white? Like, why we gotta do all this to feel? Like to feel good, bro. You see rich white men
wearing a fucking sloppy ass motherfucking polo, some dirty ass
anything,
khakis,
bro. Literally anything.
What's up, everybody? It's the NRV podcast, Nowhere View. Got my boy Jay in the building.
Appreciate you, bro.
Boy.
Appreciate it.
You know how we gotta start it off, man. What you wearing, man? What's the drip on, man?
Something light, bro. Just the ones on.
Okay, them shit's hard.
Yeah,
definitely.
Got the Ferragamo belt and shit.
Okay.
White tee.
Okay.
The cross on me, you feel me, bro?
Jesus peace.
Yeah, feel me?
Alright.
Something light.
I got some light shit on, you heard?
Yeah.
I got the off-white joints, Serena Williams joints. The Versace Kith shorts, the little Louis V joint, you know what I mean? I got the keys.
Hard.
Oh, shit.
Definitely hard, bro.
So, if y'all don't know, Jay went to Catholic University. I did too. That's how we met. I played football and he hooped. So, when I was a senior, graduating, he was a junior. I mean, he was a lot better than me at his school. But, if y'all didn't know, Jay was in the military and, that's something that's really important. Yeah. It was an interesting thing though. I texted him, I was like, thank you for everything you do, for the country. He said, nah, I don't do it for the country, I do it for y'all. And that's something I respected for real. Real talk. So can you talk a little bit about that and what you meant?
Yeah, so basically like, especially how the country is now, bro. Yeah. It's like, it's just wild because it's basically divided, like
it is
straight divided. So, mainly like I try to, cause honestly it kind of turned me off. Like when all this shit was going on, like when the George Floyd shit happened, like it kind of turned me off of like me fighting for this country type shit. Like me fighting for the people that don't even respect my skin color. Right. And I'm out here. I was deployed and shit out here in the. Risking my life, basically. Yeah, so, exactly. So I had to like basically, I find that it's kind of a blessing, honestly, bro. Like everything being in the army at this time, me joining and this happening after I joined and after I got deployed. So, it's a blessing. I just try to focus on like fighting for my loved ones, and my brothers that really respect me as a person and
respect that.
Yeah, not
definitely. Like how were things in the military like around that time when it was like really heated and exactly when it happened,
So I'm in combat arms in the military, so you get a lot of people from like all over. You get a lot of people from all over, but they're like more so from where basically not a lot of black people grow up in. Yeah, like
what it is.
Anywhere else in the military, if you're not in combat arms or military, like you're gonna have like a bunch of like people like us with you. But combat arms, you're gonna get a lot of like people from the South, from like the Midwest. So their viewpoints are obviously different. Yeah, they think like they haven't really grown up around like culture like individuals, so they don't really have the same viewpoints you and I have. So around that time, it was just a lot of like basically people, they were asking why. Like, why does Black lives matter if all like why? I had one of my one of the dudes I'm close with, he's a mortar. He's a mortarman. He asked me, why does Black lives matter when there's equal opportunity? Like, why are they screaming like Black lives matter and shit like that?
And what was your answer to him?
Bro,
that's
what I'm saying. Like, with this shit, bro, is really like a blessing because it really opened my eyes. Like, it's people that really don't understand why like people, out here protesting. Yeah. So, I basically told them, one, is not equal opportunity in this country. Right. You have people, it's been like social experiments like proven like this shit is proven.
Yeah, I mean,
you got companies that look at a name on a resume, and just because your name
if they can't pronounce
exactly,
it, they dubbing that shit.
Exactly.
Right.
So you got shit like that. You got people that are born into an environment, like kids that are born into an environment like in the hood or in the ghetto,
right.
that they don't have the tools, they don't have the materials, they don't go to the right school systems to make it out. So,
and that's all because of systemic racism.
Exactly. Like, it literally stems from institutional slavery and institutional racism.
Right.
Been in this country for however many years, bro. 400 years, whatever.
I guess I'd say the blessing in disguise is really him asking the question. So
facts. Yeah.
I mean, if this all didn't happen, a lot of white people would have just went and kept going with how they were living and not asking the questions.
Facts. And then
I do think some white people are just they probably just scared to ask the question because they're gonna look, they're gonna think I'm racist, da 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 da. But I mean, you're gonna stay ignorant if you don't ask the questions.
Bro.
I mean,
exactly.
At a job, if you don't know something, you gotta ask. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Teach me. I wanna learn. You can't just sit at your desk and not know what you're doing. What the fuck you gonna do? Nothing's gonna work.
Facts. It's definitely it's definitely eye opening for me to be put in that environment when I'm so used to being up here with with people like you and me. So
yeah, definitely.
It's definitely eye opening. Yeah, bro.
It's cool, bro. I guess going back to us going to Catholic and everything. I guess how'd you enjoy your time at Catholic?
So Catholic definitely was an experience too. It was definitely
definitely.
It was definitely an experience, yo. Yeah, I was
damn. Why'd you go to Catholic? I guess that's the first question.
I was coming out of high school, and I wouldn't say my first choice, but I had these schools I was going to in mind, and it was Bucknell, Delaware. I had those schools that recruited me.
Bucknell's definitely tough.
Yeah, they tough. They tough, my man.
Is that 1AA or one A?
That's one.
They're just D1. Right?
Yeah, D1, but they in the Patriot League, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, a real good academic school. Yeah. So I was going to go there. Then Delaware was recruiting me.
Yeah.
I was potentially going there. I got hurt my senior year, and I took the SATs kind of late also. So once I took the SATs my senior year, all the schools were basically we're done recruiting type shit. So we just not. So I was all right. Well, I was still kind of hurt. I hurt my ankle, so I missed a few games, and that kind of threw them out too. I came back, finished the season strong. When I got done the season, I took visits to a bunch of Division II schools.
Yeah.
Lemoyne was one of them. That's up in Syracuse. Claflin was the HBCU I was gonna go to. That was in South Carolina.
Okay.
And it was other ones too. I forget the other ones, but Lemoyne and Claflin, they were the two that was top of my list. But both of them didn't have scholarships left.
Okay.
They had either half or then. So I was this time it was around May, June, going into my freshman year.
Shit.
It would have been your sophomore year.
Okay.
So it was this season was coming up quick. The school year was coming up quick. So then I forget who. Oh, so Coach Howes was my coach at Catholic. He came to my North-South All-Star game in New Jersey. That was probably in March. Yeah, that was in March.
Okay.
So since then, I kind of had his contact information, but I was bro, I ain't
trying to mess
with
them.
Fuck, bro. Well, I ain't fucking with them, dog. Yeah. So I just kept his shit in the back of my phone or whatever.
Yeah, you always gotta keep your options open.
Facts. That's definitely a lesson in this shit.
Yeah.
So then come June, bro, I'm down the shore, and I'm just drunk as hell. I'm
if I hit that nigga up.
Yeah, I'm all right, fuck it. I need to go somewhere, bro. Fuck it. So I text him, called my mom. I was like, fuck it, yo. Me and my boys were drunk down the shore. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to Catholic. See where that shit take me, bro. So so I stepped there. I had a visit at Catholic too before that. I visited right when the school year was about to end. Oh, shit. It was like early May or like late April. Okay. So I visited. I was like, yo, this is alright. It's in DC.
It's there's stuff around it. Facts. The school itself is whatever, but like you're still in a straight spot.
Exactly, bro. Like you in DC. Yeah. So went to Catholic and then like the basketball shit, I was good with that. Yeah. Started right away. Stuff. Yeah, I just had trouble like adapting to the school. It's like
It's definitely it's something you gotta get used to. It's like shit you see is just wacky.
Facts.
Like whatever.
Facts. I mean, college is not.
Honestly,
like,
it's a waste of money.
Yeah, like that ass is literally they finesse you into going to school. This country tells you have to go to school to get a good job. Bro, that's what it tells you.
I feel like 75% of people in college don't even like know what they want to do with their life in the first place. They just getting a degree in anything.
Facts.
They don't even know if they're gonna like the job.
Facts, shit, bro. Crazy. And then you come home with all these student loans and shit and bills.
It's like you put yourself back from
your credit is gonna be fucked up. It's just like I was blessed to get money for the athletic shit. So
it worked out for you.
Yeah, but I be feeling for my boys. I be telling me, yo, my credit fucked up. I got this amount of money.
They got Sally Mae calling them and shit.
Like, bro, every day, like, yo.
Hey, yo. That's tough, though.
You don't need to,
Nah, yeah, I'm laughing, but it's definitely tough.
Yeah, like, bro. Shit crazy, bro. Rough, bro. And they tell you that's what it tells you. This country has a philosophy, bro. It's like
it's all money. Bro.
Yeah, it's a capitalist classes society, bro. Yep. It's like the capitalists want to keep the rich and they want to keep the poor.
Right.
They want to keep that class. Like every class got to be how it is, and it's just like it's crazy, bro. Everything for this country is for money, bro. Literally everything. Nothing is free in this shit.
That's why that's all you gotta like. Keep the friends you got. Like the people are real. Like most people are just kind of like trying to do whatever for the money.
You got it.
That's just whack.
You gotta keep your friends. Yeah, bro. I wouldn't chase. That's what. So when I first joined, so the military always been, like in the back of my mind, if the basketball shit didn't work out. Right. So once I got out of college, I tried to go overseas. I didn't have much help with like the agents and shit. So I waited for like a year and a half ish, and then joined the military. I got family. My granddad was in, and my pop was in. Okay. So it was always on the back of my mind. And I was just like, fuck it, I was just, bro, going. And it was something I felt like I would be making a difference in. Yeah. Like, doing something. But it's that thing, like, once you get in it, you don't feel the same way about it. Yeah. So I compare it to the music industry, bro. Yeah. I did that, bro. That's the music industry, dog.
Damn.
They take the soul out of you, bro. They tried to.
So you got in. Well, you were in the military when the quarantine hit, right?
I was in Iraq. I was deployed. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. You want to talk about that or not?
I can talk a little bit about it.
Like how did you find out COVID was a thing? Like,
so that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
So I was deployed when COVID happened, and we didn't really realize, it was
magnitude.
The magnitude of it. We didn't really realize how big it was. We were just like going about our normal deployment days. Like we didn't know what the hell was going on back in the States. We just heard about the COVID, and we were just most of the time we're just making jokes. Like it was probably until like.
That was like swine flu or some light
shit. Yeah. It was probably until like April. They were like, yo, everybody got to wear a mask. And we're like, come on, bro. Right. We ain't walking around with no mask.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So they had us wearing masks in like April. And then they started, still in April, they started shutting. It was a USO out there. USO was like the company that it's a free, what are those type of companies called when it's free? You don't really have to pay for nothing. Like fuck, I forget.
Free.
A non-for-profit.
Oh,
like
okay.
non-profit.
Yeah.
It was like a non-profit company. They support the military. So wherever like the military is, they're pretty much there. Like at our airports near bases and stuff like that. It's a USO. Okay. So like military members can go in there, chill out, or like get food or whatever.
Yeah.
So they were out there, and they had this. Everything out there was like tents.
Okay.
It was like big ass tents, and it was like basically a crib but a tent. Yeah. Like it was wild. It was big as shit.
Yeah.
So they were out there. I used to go to USO every day. And we used to play video games. They had PS4 in there, bro. Tough. 2K was popping. Or they had Madden tournaments, 2K, FIFA tournaments, all that. We was out there getting right. So they shut that down. They started shutting everything down. And we was like, bro, it was a Popeyes on base, Burger King. It was a Chinese spot.
Wait, what?
It was a steak spot on base. Shut it off.
How? In Iraq?
Literally everything on base, bro.
The people in Iraq have access to like Popeyes and all that too.
So it wasn't the exact same though.
Okay.
It tasted a little like yeah. It tasted a little. I was like
different.
Yeah.
The same.
The chicken was a little. It might have.
He said the chicken was not the same.
Hey yo, it might have been a little. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't know what I was eating.
Bro, that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was rock. And then they had the cafeteria, of course. So.
But those at least better than. Was it better than cafeteria food or not?
Bro. So actually, nah, because.
Right, Popeyes.
Bro, it was big different, right? But the cafeteria out there is way better than the cafeteria here. They had like civilian workers that were from like the Middle East.
Oh, they was cooking up like
and they would have like Tuesdays they would have like wing night.
Okay.
Thursdays they would have like Mongolian barbecue. And they had like pasta, shrimp, bro. They had like seafood out there. You know, I fuck with seafood. Yeah. They had seafood out there, bro. Shit was sweet, but yeah.
But shit, that's an interesting way to find out. All the live shit that you like doing gets taken away. It's pretty much the same as back here.
Yeah, so it was just taken away on base.
But you just didn't realize the magnitude until like more and more things got taken away, kind of.
And then when we were on a plane back. So they were like the whole plane ride, we gotta wear a mask.
Right.
And then when we landed, it was literally a whole. It was like I don't even know how many soldiers, bro. When we landed, like we all landed at one time, so it was like thousands of soldiers in this one spot. We all like kind of got in like a little formation, walked into like one of the hangars that we landed at on base. Yeah. And everybody had to wear a mask. They briefed us about us quarantining because we had to quarantine since we were overseas.
Okay.
And where we quarantined at, it was tents again. It was just like tents, but they had like air conditioning. Not like a little tent you think of. It was like a big tent, a big tent. Okay. It probably fit like 14 or 20 heads in there.
I got you.
Where we were quarantining at, it was in the woods on Fort Bragg in North Carolina. It was in the woods, but not so like it would. Like where we were quarantining at, it was like an open area. Okay. But like right behind it is like woods and shit like that. Okay. So it was called 5 Patriot. We quarantined there for 14 days. They like fed us every day. The good thing is, bro, I wasn't spending money and I was getting paid extra. True. For being out in a combat zone or whatever. Right. So I was getting paid extra. I didn't spend money from like really the time I got there till I left. So I stacked.
You can't complain for that at least. Yeah.
Exactly. Stacked up hella bread, bro.
What's the craziest thing that's happened in the military that you've seen? Either to you or somebody else. I know everybody got crazy military stories.
So It was at the end of basic training.
Yeah.
We probably had, bro. So how basic training was set up. It was 14 weeks. Yeah, 14 weeks. My basic was 14 weeks, and at like the 10th week, you got to see your thing. Like they came to a turning greens graduation, which basically means you completed like the basic training portion, and then like the other weeks that you still had to train was for like your job.
Okay.
So like the turning green, you seen your family. They came for like the weekend. You got to go out with them and shit.
Yeah.
Then you had like 4 more weeks before like the official graduation.
Right.
And then they came back.
Okay.
So it was probably like 3 days before that turning. They called it turning blue. The last graduation.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 days before that, bro. A lot of white boys down there. They like the dip. They do the tobacco and shit like that.
Fools in my high school doing like the wrestlers and shit.
Yeah, they like the dip. So they were sneaking off like the my like area or whatever. They were sneaking off like on Sundays. Sundays was chill as fuck. Yeah. Like they wasn't fucking with you if you was just chilling. So they like sneak off on like chill day like Sundays and like go to the commissary to buy dip. So
is that like a bad thing? You're not supposed to do that?
It's considered contraband. Like in basic training, like you can't get anything else other than like from the cafeteria. Like that we went to 3 times a day.
True.
Like you can't get nothing else. So you was on lockdown. Like it's basic training. It's like supposed
why they
to
let them buy it if they knew that?
So they didn't know. They didn't know at first. They were just dipping off like on Sunday. Like you can go to church on Sundays. And people would like dip off like just
off the can,
like finesse. Nobody knew
like
type
off
shit.
The grid and shit.
Like they just dip off, and then come back with like can of dip, fucking candy, bro. Like these had sour patches in their lockers, bro. Like, yo, shit was wild. So they would like dip off, come back with the shit. So the drill sergeants found out.
Yeah.
They found out because they seen somebody like dipping, basically. Yeah. So
niggas not low, bro.
They was like, yo, they was fucking us up. Like what I mean when I say fucking us up, they was like making us do exercises. Yeah, bro, for like the whole literally like hours, bro, on like just going.
Like what? Like running or like push-ups?
I'm gonna hit you, bro. So when it first happened. I had this black drill sergeant. He was cool as shit, but
it's a bad day.
Yeah, facts. Hey, yo, facts. So he took us to. We had a sand pit. It was a track, like a regular track, and then it was a sand pit in the middle of it, and it was like pull-up bars and like shit like that in the sand pit, or like ropes and stuff. So he took us to the sand pit. Bro, for like it was in the summer. It was like the middle of the day.
It was hot as
yes, it was hot as shit. For like probably like 5 straight hours, bro. We bear crawling from one end to the sand pit to the other end of the sand pit.
How many yards? Bear crawl.
It had to be like a
football field.
I would say a football field or greater. Yeah, like the 100 to 200
5 hours?
Bro, 5 hours straight.
What happens if you stop?
Oh, if we stopped, that was keeping us going. He'd be like, oh, he stopped, then y'all gonna keep going, type shit.
Oh,
like bear crawling, we had to do buddy carries where we pick the bull up on our shoulders, like running up and down, bro. That day, like lunges up and down.
Niggas didn't get dip again, I bet.
Bro, and then they was starting us. They was like, yeah, y'all, all gonna get recycled, which means like we get. Recycle back to like a previous beginning? Class, to the beginning. Nah. And if that was gonna happen, I was gonna quit.
Damn.
I was gonna quit.
Damn, bro.
I was gonna be like, hey yo.
He said, I ain't my brother's keeper.
Nah, bro. This shit ain't worth all that, bro.
But why do they gotta punish everyone for that?
That's how the army is. It's mass punishment. One man fucks up.
So it's like a football team type shit. Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, it's like being a part of a athletic team on a college campus.
It really is though, because you can't pick who's in your class. Like, you know what I mean, going through it.
It's just more like, I would say it's just more. It's just different type of people.
Yeah.
It's just different type of people. Because athletes, you know, like, you kind of have like
most athletes, if they're like serious, they got like the same kind of traits.
Exactly. Like, yeah. And it's more minorities. In athletes. But that was probably the craziest day I had in the Army, bro. It was 5, and then so it ran into dinner. Like it started early afternoon, ran into dinner. We literally stopped, got dinner real quick, and was right back like right after.
That's scary. I know. Did niggas throw up and shit?
Yes, bro. Yeah. So that was happening. So when I first got there, the first 3 weeks are called red phase. Yeah. And that's like the hardest phase and shit. Mm-hmm. So we would go every time we went to the defect, because the cafeteria is called the defect. That's what we call it. Yeah. The cafeteria is right in front of like the track and the sand pit. It's like the track and sand pit right here, and the cafeteria is right here. Okay. So we would march there, form up, we'd follow through, do our little thing through the lines. You couldn't pick what you were eating. They just gave you whatever the fuck.
What?
Yeah, they gave you, bro. Nasty ass food, bro. They just gave you whatever the fuck you was eating. You would do your whole like facing movements with the tray. Like you do your whole facing movements, walking around. You had to wait in front of the table with your tray like this, not looking anywhere but down on your tray.
Yeah, I feel
for
like
everybody.
Is it like they basically just trying to sun you? Like,
yeah,
not
bro,
shit?
Yeah. They trying to get you out of that civilian mindset into like the military. Right. So
I couldn't do that,
bro. It was hard for me, honestly.
It was crazy.
I couldn't. You don't have your phone. You can't. You got to write letters, bro. You gotta do it the old fashioned way. And they don't give you your letters in red face, so you don't know if
niggas is writing you.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hit me right. Yeah.
They wait till after red face to give you your letter. Red face is like the breaking heart, but then after that it get like a little more lean.
Yeah. So they really just trying to break you down at the end of the day.
And then build you back up. Right. Type shit. Cause they cool, like they cool people. Like so drill sergeants, you can't. I found out later when I got in the Army, as a drill sergeant, you can't have anything like negative on your record. Like they the Army handpicked the drill sergeants. Mm. You get like orders for it. You don't.
So yeah, you can't
basically get violent. So yeah, you can't have like no flaws, like nothing. So
they're gonna be
like,
tough on you, but you know they're real people.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, bro. What's in your ears right now, man? What you listening to? Give me top couple artists right now.
So I mean, bro, right now, I've been listening to a lot of Baby King.
Okay.
Baby King, that's my boy.
Okay.
He got some work. A lot of Dirt, Lil Dirt.
Yes.
Jeez, I don't know if you know Vic Mensa.
Yeah, I know him.
He's a Chicago boy. Yeah,
of course.
That's my man.
Yeah.
Saba, another Chicago boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Chicago influence. I fuck with a lot of that. That's mainly.
That's it.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of the. Any new shit come out, I either give it a listen or I get like recommended to listen to somebody. And I'll just play that genre.
Got you.
I'm always down for music, bro. I love music. Music, the best thing
tap
on
this
earth, bro.
That shit gets you
tapped. Yeah, facts.
Alright, bro.
It's really like that. So.
Alright, so yeah, I mean, you talked a little about it. You know, the music you like is like kind of Chicago influence.
Mm-hmm.
I'd ask, like, what do you think about? I guess they say the violence in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you see like King Von dying, but I mean. That's kind of part of it, but how do you, just to flip that, how do you feel on people kind of talking about, like, black on black crime, or like, why are you guys talking about cops killing, black people, when you're not worried about black on black crime? I mean, I know my answer, but I want to see what you got to say.
So, that's a good question, bro. Black on black, so, you see a lot of people making the assumption that we're complaining about police killing us, but we still killing us.
Right.
Well, first of all, we don't ever kill each other because of race. It's like substantial difference in what are the police doing than what black people are killing other black people for. So it's not because of race. You don't look at a black person in the hood or wherever they're at killing each other. They don't look at another black person and be like, I'm gonna kill you because you black.
Right.
Like you intimidate me because you're black. Nah, it's not. It's not like that. That's just like ignorance at its finest. What the police are doing is more so because they're intimidated. They don't grow up in environments, in like North Philly or in Camden where, you got like you got like these black people that grow up in these environments and they are raised in the hood. They selling drugs or whatever, doing
what they gotta do to survive.
Exactly. Yeah. Doing whatever they gotta do to survive with the resources that they handed.
Right.
So when you got police officers that don't grow up in this environment, they don't get training on any background. They don't get like any background on the city, the people that live in the city. You got them being police officers in these cities, and they basically haven't interacted with these type of people before. So off rip, they're gonna be intimidated. They're gonna be
on their P's and Q's.
They're gonna fear. They're gonna think it's fucking Iraq and shit.
They don't think it's something it's not.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. At the end of the day, they should be trying to defuse situations rather than
instigate.
Raise
the bar of the confrontation.
Fact. So, just with all that, I don't think black on black crime is a thing, because when you say black on black crime, it kind of makes an assumption that black people are killing other black people because they're black.
Right.
Which is not a thing.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure the levels of white crime are the same. Mm-hmm. I've looked up the statistics. Mm-hmm. It's the same. Yeah. You're a product of your environment. If you live in a white neighborhood, and unfortunately, if you're a killer, you're gonna be killing white people who are in your neighborhood.
Facts.
Same thing goes with black people.
Facts. And, it's just something that the media.
It's a narrative that like to push.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So how do you feel about all these rappers dying so young? We got Pop Smoke. I fuck with Pop Smoke heavy. King Von.
I was talking to my I talked to my stepfather about like shit like this, like why are we such a proud race, like black men in general?
Yeah.
Why we gotta wear jewelry? Why we gotta wear ones? Why we gotta wear off white? Like why we gotta do all this to feel like to feel good, bro? You see rich white men
wearing a fucking sloppy ass motherfucking polo.
Bro,
some dirty ass
anything, bro. Literally anything, and they don't care. It stems from how we were treated for however many years.
So you feel like you gotta like level up. You gotta
when you never had anything, and that stems from when we really never had anything, bro. Yeah. When we was 2/3 of a man,
right?
Like that's what it stems from. We never had anything. And no matter, like, if you was born in the suburbs, if you was born in the motherfucking hood, like, if you black, you want that first bit of cash you touch, that first bit, them first J's you put on your feet, you gonna want to take a picture of them.
Right.
You gonna want to, like,
flick up.
You gonna want to wear them.
Show out.
Yeah, like.
No cap, though, yeah.
Because it stems from when we was 2/3 of a man, we never had anything. And that's literally like what it stems from, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you put a race down so bad,
like you ain't
for that many years,
not even you ain't shit. You're not even a whole man.
Not even a man, bro.
That's crazy.
Not even a man. So
isn't that still in the Constitution or something like that?
Yeah. So the Constitution is only
crazy.
Constitution is like the only laws or whatever the fuck we're following before the 1800s. It was in 1776. And they said, I was just talking to my stepdad, he said they said we were 2/3 of a man because in the South, they were basically something about like the slave count. Like it was too many people or some shit. So they were basically like, all right, well, we'll make the slaves like 2/3 of them, man. So like, whatever. I don't really know, but
fuck, you guys can fucking look that shit up.
Yeah, you really fast. So
yeah, stuff, bro.
But yeah, that's what it stems from. We gotta wear all this shit. We gotta put it on Instagram. We gotta put it on Twitter.
Right.
We gotta rock out because we never had nothing, bro. And then that's when it comes to like the pride thing. Like we doing it within our own community.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
We doing it within our own community. So you gotta look flyer than the next black man that's supposed to be your man's, or you feeling jealous because this black man is a rapper. He's making a name for himself.
And you haven't made
it yet. You haven't. So you feel jealous, and it all stems from we is 2/3 of a man, bro.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, that shit is definitely deep, bro. It is.
It's deeper than like what we really see. You gotta like think about the philosophy of like this country, bro.
Yeah, and I think it starts so young too. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So
yes,
like with Pop Smoke, like I said, I fuck with him heavy. I mean, the people or the person killing this, they're like teenagers and shit. Like that shit is crazy. And Pop Smoke was like what, 20, 21? He was damn near a teenager. You know what I mean? Like, why is this shit happening so young? Is what I don't understand. Like, where is this influence coming from?
And it's normally like people that you close with. Like nobody's really gonna hate you that you don't really know type. Like
it comes from that envy inside. Yeah. They know you.
Like,
yo, I was in fucking math class with him. How's he getting money and I'm not?
Yeah, like it's gonna be, you gotta like keep your.
You definitely gotta watch stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean people who are around you. You always gotta be on your P's and Q's on that.
How the music industry, I got friends in the industry that's trying to make it rapping, and based off of like what they tell me, what I read, what I hear, what I listen to, how the industry molds the rapper, the new rapper nowadays, is basically someone that can fit the wave that is going on.
Whatever's popping.
Whatever's popping. Yep. Whatever's popping. Whoever can fit that mold, whoever can make the money. Basically, going back to what we were talking about with the capitalist society.
Right.
Like whoever can make the money. They target those rappers.
Yeah.
And then they tell them basically like more so for their popularity, people want to see the rapper that's iced out. They want to see rapper with chains, with the rollies, J's, whatever, bro. They want to see like, and if you think about it, how many niggas are really gonna touch any type of money near that, bro? Like, so niggas are stuck. Niggas are looking up to this rapper, stuck looking up to them, chasing something that they would never even touch.
Real. Yeah.
Like, how many bulls do you see trying to rap and this shit is whack?
Right.
Like
a whole lot.
Yeah, like they chasing this dollar. Mm-hmm. One, they chasing to be like somebody that we ain't look up to rappers, ball players, and football players.
Right.
Like we ain't looking up to no doctors. We ain't looking up to no lawyers. We ain't looking up
That's enough.
Yeah,
I'm happy you talking about
We ain't looking up to nobody like that, bro. No accountants. Like we ain't looking up to no service members, bro. Like we looking up to these rappers that they come in the industry. The industry's main target is somebody who can ride this wave, who can buy. They want them to be iced out for their popularity, for the industry's popularity, so they can make money off of that rapper.
Yeah.
When you sign to a label and you make a song, that song, you're literally signing over that song. Like you're signing over your rights for that song that you just made.
Right.
And on top of that, you don't really get full creative, like flexibility. Like flexibility.
You don't have final say at the end of the day.
Exactly. Right. Like you can't, if you want to add strings on this track. If you want to have like a trumpet or something, you don't have
fuck no, want this.
Exactly.
Right.
And then they take that creative art and they make it into their own. They master it themselves, and you only get a small percentage of the money that's based off of the streams or whatever.
So I think that's why a lot of people, like rappers coming up now, are kind of trying to stay independent. So they own everything, you know.
You
they want to control the narrative.
Yes.
Like, you don't want someone else controlling your future.
Yes.
You're the artist.
Yep.
You know what your image wants to be.
Yeah.
You know the sound you're trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to have someone like telling you exactly what you need to do.
Yep.
I mean.
So yeah, exactly, bro. That's a good point. I would say if you're an artist, stay independent.
Definitely.
Honestly. And if you think your music is straight, keep chasing that shit. Like keep chasing that shit.
With the work, it'll come.
Yeah, keep chasing that shit. Everything comes better with practice, honestly.
Yeah.
With that being said, if you know you whack, you might have to.
If you know you whack,
you might have to.
You might feel like you whack. Better get that 4 year degree.
If your main homie is telling you whack, bro, you gotta do something else. It's so much shit you can.
And you better respect your main homie because there's a lot of yes men who gonna tell you your shit hard.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
That's the one, bro. There's too many yes men.
Bro.
If you know good, you're no good,
bro. It's way too many yes men. I just had a situation with my man's that bro, I don't even know why I should get it. Basically, bro, I think it's too many yes men.
Yeah, let's say the story. So you talked a little bit about how, you know, we don't look up to like accountants and like doctors and shit. I mean,
right.
I personally feel like college doesn't really, or even high school doesn't really prepare you, you know, for the real world. Like, as a kid, what do you really want to do with your life? Do you want to be a doctor? Yeah. Everyone obviously wants to play sports. I want to be a hooper. Yeah. I want to go to the league. I mean, that's not the reality for everyone. Right. How do you feel like the school system does at preparing kids for their future?
So honestly, I think it falls back on the parents more. I think as parents, you gotta understand that like
the world doesn't want the best for your child. You have to do whatever you have to do.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
especially as a black male growing up in America, like these professors, they're not going to. Most professors are not going to like. They're not going to teach you about taxes. They're not going to teach you about more jobs that are available other than playing sports or trying to be a rapper. They just not going to teach you about anything like that. So credit is another big thing. Like, you got the most money in the world, but if your credit not straight, bro, chalk.
Can't buy a house, shit, or you can, but the interest is gonna be crazy.
Shit is chalk. Right. You need to start building credit. I think a good age for kids to start building credit is like going into high school. They get a little credit card, buy they like little fast food on that shit.
Yeah, just pay it back, just little by little. Yeah.
So I think it falls back on parents. And then just opening the kids' eyes more. Like, we're so a lot of people like I grew up with in Pensacola, Philly area. We're just so confined to our little square. Yeah, it's only Jersey, Philly. Like, it's nothing. You don't really see anything more. So it's like taking your kids on like trip. Like, I want to go to Cape Town in Africa. I want to go South Africa, Cape Town. So,
Listening talks about Cape Town a lot. You're the Charlemagne, obviously. He talks about that a lot. I think he vacations there.
Yeah, Cape Town is definitely eye-opening. You'll really see, just from what I heard, I haven't been there, but you'll really see, as an American, because also this goes. So I have, Kenzie, a good friend of mine. He's from Congo of Africa. I recently just met his girlfriend who is from South America. She's from Argentina.
Mm.
So they both gave me a perspective on how other countries view Americans.
Right.
And the one main thing they said is like entitlement. It's like
yeah,
definitely. It's like very much entitlement. We think for a small example would be our birthdays. Like she was like, why does Americans think their birthday means basically like everything? Like if it's your birthday, it's your birthday week. It's your birthday weekend. It's your birthday month. Like like why does it have to like it's just your birthday? Like she said other countries view that as like what the hell? Like chill. It's just it's like your birthday, that's cool. But your birthday like week, month, like
drag everything.
So that's one thing.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, other thing she said his girlfriend said she taught in Korea, and the Korean students were asking. One of them I think went to America, came to America for a visit, and he asked why is there so many flags? Like everywhere you go, you see a flag, like a flag here, a flag there. Like why are we so proud? Like so that's just something to think about. And the last thing I would touch on, Kenzie, he was saying, with our sports games, we always have to say the national anthem.
Yeah, I think that's a money thing too. Don't like the leagues get paid or something like that?
You would know better than I would.
What does that have to do with anything? They're playing a game.
I mean, even Catholic before the basketball and football games.
But I don't get it. Like, if like you're on the fucking like debate team, they don't say the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. That's like
why? Yeah, like why in a sporting event do you have to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Why before in homeroom and middle school? And high school, you got to stand up and put your hand over your heart. You're proud to be an American.
Yeah,
I don't know about anybody, any other black male that's out here, but I don't know if I'm proud to be an American. But they basically forced my hand to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Until,
I don't really get what that has to do with the game. Like,
anything, honestly.
You about to hoop. You about to start learning math. Like why the fuck you have to say the Pledge of Allegiance for?
So that's like another thing other countries don't do.
Yeah.
Kenzie also hit me to how this country teaches like going back to like your question, how college classes teach other languages. So like even with us trying to learn other languages, most other countries are bilingual. Most other countries speak English, and they don't speak English as their first language. So, why do you think that is? Like, why are Americans so non-bilingual? Like, why can't why can't we?
I think that comes back to your pride thing. They're like, like, if you're gonna be in my country, speak English.
Yeah, speak English. Yeah,
type shit. But I mean.
So it's like he said how professors teach it also you would never learn. Like you have to go live in that country. I feel like that's another thing too. Like I feel like Americans are more boxed in like it's only America.
Yeah, they're just so close-minded.
Yeah.
If I don't know it, what is that type shit? Like,
it's not even what is that. It's like it's stupid.
Right. They don't even give it the time of day.
I don't give two whatever.
Two fucks.
Yeah.
Two F's, whatever. Right.
I don't care. So
that's just corny, but I mean.
Yeah, we gotta.
I'm hoping things change. Honestly.
Yeah, ignorance. The cure to ignorance is traveling. Traveling is the cure to ignorance. If you want to be non-ignorant person, if you want to like actually be a person and actually care about other people, I say travel.
Gotta see other.
Yeah, you gotta see other stuff. You gotta see how other people live,
how people interact with each other, like.
And also you gotta see how other people live because we have it. We have it good.
Bro. We do.
Yeah.
We definitely. Yeah, I mean,
we have it
good. There's a reason why people migrate here. You know, my parents were born in Nigeria, and they came here.
Yep.
And, made a great life for myself. Shout out to all the first generations.
Facts.
Shout out to all the parents. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Came down here with nothing and made something. You know what I mean? I'm in a beautiful home right now. I mean, I'm blessed. Definitely. Facts. That doesn't mean America's perfect, but obviously it is. There is opportunity here. I mean, equal. I don't think so, but you kind of have to play with the cards you're dealt. I would say. I wish it was, a better playing field, but
yeah, because like with the, so you see, so y'all had like I see that a lot of with immigrants, like they come over here with a different mindset
because they had nothing.
Exactly.
So they feel almost bad for complaining.
But I would say exactly, and it's like the nothing y'all had doesn't compare to the nothing like we had.
Right.
But we don't know any better.
Right.
Like we just don't know any better because that's all we know. So it's like I see a lot with like immigrant families that build even like 3 generations build up. Like it took them 3 generations. Now they're like
to get right.
Exactly. So it's just like it's just a different mindset. I think that just separates black like poor Americans to poor immigrant families that come over here.
Right.
Because Kenzie was the same way. He said his dad grew up in Congo in the slums.
Right.
Came over here. Now he's a diplomat of whatever country in Africa, and they got a nice crib in Maryland, and they keep going back and forth wherever he's literally a diplomat. So it's a different mindset. We don't, and that's part of what this country feeds the average black male.
Right.
Like, that's
it's almost they're almost using it to like their advantage. Like, okay, you had nothing over there. Like, stop complaining. Like a shut up and dribble type thing. Like, shut up and like you have an opportunity here. Like, stop complaining. Like, go back. You know what I mean? Like what they were saying, like Kaepernick, things like that. Okay, if you don't like it here, go back to wherever you're from, type shit. Like,
and it's like you first of all, you the one that brought us over here,
right? That's the thing, though. A lot of them don't know. They don't know the history. They don't.
Just ignorance.
And this goes back to ignorance. Just learn. Just ask the questions. Yep. Be open minded, and I think things can change.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna take time.
Change is very slow. It's gonna take years, bro. But you just can't. You can't settle for not trying to make a difference.
Right.
When you see the way things are.
Right.
In this country, so.
And I think that ignorance is becoming less and less of an excuse. I mean, if you're still ignorant, it's because you want to be ignorant. Like, there's too much that has gone on for you to just sit back and say, oh, things are fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm not racist. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Like, come on now.
Exactly.
Like, you know what's going on. Stop playing. It's whatever, bro. Yeah.
I totally agree. But it's gonna take time. We just gotta keep it.
You just gotta keep pushing the culture forward. I mean, if people want to ask questions, I mean, I'll answer them. Obviously, you know what I mean. But it's kind of just playing your part and doing what's right at the end of the day. Everyone, exactly. I just feel like everyone knows what's right and wrong.
Yeah,
you know what's right and wrong.
Yeah,
like,
So this. I talk about this a lot too when I'm at home with my stepdad, because I tell him more, like I would say it's a common theme in our generation we're not as religious, but I would say we're more spiritual. With his generation, he's like 50, late 50s. They base all their right and wrongs off the Bible.
Right.
He's super biblical. So like, he's like, how do you know how to live if you have no like guidelines to follow? Right. And his guidelines, he means, is the Bible.
Right.
So, but what you said, like, I haven't read the Bible front to back, but I think I know what's right and wrong.
Right.
Like, I believe in God, so I think I know what's right and wrong. I think most of the people our age knows what's right and wrong. But that's just it's good talking to people, because especially like older people, because they have a whole different mindset, right. Like a whole different generation. Like, it's like, yo,
things were just different.
Exactly. It was different.
Younger, right.
He's amazed that like how much change we have created with like the George Floyd push, marching. We had. He was like, it was no way back in his day that you would see that many.
Rocked.
Yeah, like that, and then that many public like other races marching with black people.
Yeah, because honestly, it was a lot of white people out there. It was.
Yeah, like
definitely.
It made it more. The agenda was more racist versus everybody, not black versus white.
Right.
And I think that's what we're moving to.
So at the end of that, that's what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right versus wrong.
Exactly. Because we all human beings, and really we're all one race, and that's what God created.
Right.
Like, we gotta understand that. Even as black people, we gotta understand like we're literally all one race, which is the human race.
So we talked a little bit about like your military background, kind of how you didn't pick Catholic, all of that. But what I would say is who's been the most inspirational to you, or who's inspired you to do kind of the things you've done when it comes to even starting playing sports, playing basketball, hooping, deciding to join the military. I know you have a family military background, but who's been most inspirational to you?
Yeah, I would say two people, bro, honestly. My step pop, I'm sorry, one.
Yeah.
And two, Kendrick, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. I would say my step pop because he basically raised me.
Yeah.
He taught me how to play basketball. He taught me all the like the dad life lessons, the hard lessons and shit. And he kind of got me to the player that I am today, or when I was graduating. But yeah, Kendrick, he actually changed my perspective on how I think. I would say this was probably when To Pimp a Butterfly, like 2015.
Yeah.
He changed my perspective on like I was like, I was 19 when the album came out, and I started looking into it. I started hearing his interviews. Then it really got me into how he thinks, and basically the underlining themes that the album To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't know if you heard it, but it's definitely an album like I play forever, bro. Like, he changed my perspective how I think. I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot from just music, like listening to his music, like listening to like you literally can learn a lot from just music, bro.
Like what would you say you learned? What's the most important thing you think you learned? I don't look into music for, I guess, that inspiration. I would say it's more of, it helps you to get in a certain mindset. Like if I want to work out, I'm gonna listen to some drill shit, some pop shit. If I'm with a girl, I'm gonna listen to some soft shit. Obviously, I'm not about to play no drill.
You want
who the fuck is this nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You definitely, I can respect that. Like, I respect music to like a whole nother level. Like, I respect these musicians. The main thing I learned was how subjective it is. How like you can't force anybody to like I like a lot of conscious rap.
Right.
So with that, a lot of my friends like you like a lot of like the drill, a lot of like the hard shit, which I would never try to force y'all into listening to the conscious shit.
Switching up, right.
Yeah, listening to the lyric, because that's what y'all like. It's subjective, but yeah,
like obviously Kendrick is like on that conscious stuff.
Yeah,
he's gonna kind of get you focused, get you like kind of like realizing what's going on around you.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't really want to like you.
If
don't
that's
have
not what
to,
you're looking for in your music,
you don't have to listen to that. You don't have to. You don't have to. Like, you just vibe. Like, if you want to vibe, you just vibe. You don't have to listen to this. Just for me, he changed my perspective on industry, on the country. Like, the whole metaphor with the To Pimp a Butterfly is how the country, or mainly how the industry pimps like the
I didn't
butterfly.
even know that was what it was about.
Yeah,
Wow.
like the butterfly type shit. You know how it starts off as a caterpillar,
Yeah.
and then it gets in the shell,
Right.
and then it breaks out of the
Cocoon,
shell.
butterfly.
So it's kind of how like this industry in this country, like pimps a butterfly, and they try to like pimp it to the way they want the butterfly to break out. Whereas he wants to break out as his own butterfly. He's in that shell, like we all in that shell.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, like if you're a rapper, if you motherfucking in the corporate America, if you in the military, bro, we're like all in that shell, and they all want to break us out.
They want you to be whatever
whatever
they need out of you.
Exactly.
They're not thinking about you as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want to do what makes them money. Exactly, bro. You hit it right on the head. So he wants to break out as his own butterfly, as we all.
Yeah.
Unless you want to sell your soul.
Oh, yeah,
so that's another thing that goes into the album. So yeah, it opened my eyes up on that lot, bro. So I will always have respect for that man.
Definitely.
It's crazy how we're inspired by people that we don't even
know.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Right.
We haven't met.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're like really inspired.
And that's why they make so much money, because they can influence people who they've never met just by words.
Yep.
Just by rhythms, just by beats. That's why companies are paying them even more money to just wear clothes, because people will wear clothes that they see these people
Exactly.
It is crazy.
It's a beautiful thing when you can like actually.
It's amazing. It's amazing to have that good of a skill set to where people will wear what you wear.
Yep.
Talk how you talk.
Yep.
It's
exactly, bro.
But you have to respect it, because they're putting that work in. I mean, I feel like God has given everyone some type of talent.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put that time in to tap in to that talent and make the best out of it, or are you gonna kind of go through the motions and just do whatever's the easiest? Or no,
because we all got that free will, bro.
Yeah,
we all can do whatever we please.
Definitely.
So it's like,
yeah, are you gonna do it, or are you gonna sit back and watch other people do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when it comes to that pride, you're kind of scared of being looked at in a certain light. But you just had to go for it.
Yep.
You have to.
Facts, bro. Yeah, let your pride go. That's the main thing. Like, let your pride go.
You're gonna be buried if you just sit there and take whatever life gives you instead of pushing forward.
Exactly.
You know?
So push forward.
No rear view. Like, don't look behind. Just push forward.
Yep.
That's all it is. All right, I think we got a lot. We talked about a lot on this podcast. We're gonna wrap it up. Again, appreciate you, my boy, for pulling up.
You already, bro?
Anytime. You about to get lit tonight.
Yes,
You heard?
Yes, sir, Steve.
Definitely, bro. But all right, peace out. No review.